All right. Welcome to the Nuclear Dad Blogcast. And last night / this morning's live stream was so fun for me. Again, I'm doubling down twice in one day, which I have never done live. I don't think. I've uploaded more than once today, but I don't know if I've gone live twice in one day. So this is a record for me. But I felt like the music turned the mic up and turned the music down. But I'm hoping this is a little bit better, and I'm a little bit close. Lasting impression on your family from a father's standpoint. And the reason not wife's uncle, it was a great service. The food at the repast was great. And we made it work. It was okay, which sometimes you gotta do. But I stood behind it. I'm gonna get you when we get home because there's people mourning, there's people crying. Last thing we need is for disruptive, unruly kids showing out in church, and it didn't happen. They got a little antsy, they got a little fidgety, but that's to be expected because all they want to do is run and play. So again, the reason was because I don't really know her family. I mean, I meet them at functions, but I don't have the experiences with them that the family does, right? I've only been a part of their family for almost. We get together when we can. COVID kind of put the kibosh on a lot of stuff, but we are getting back together as a unit. And not that I didn't like our family. It's just, it's like being a new kid at school. You just want to be accepted and you want people to like you. And normally I wouldn't care if people accept me or if people like me, but it's my wife's family, and I'm going to be nervous in the beginning. They didn't take to me, and again, this service, it was awesome. I learned a lot about her uncle, and I wish I would have gotten a chance to talk to him. He was an entrepreneur. He was a veteran. He owned businesses in the community, whom I've never asked before. Her and I officially got together and made it official. Like, we were high school sweethearts, but we didn't meet back then. But I would have married her either way. But I never got a chance to meet my father-in-law and really build a relationship with him, Uncle Arthur. But learning what I learned about him today, he was enlightened with everybody who interacted with him and got to know him. I mean, there was a senator there. He was connected. Everybody loved him. He was all the pictures of him hollering. The grandkids, all the grandkids, got 8 grandchildren who were little, but they were there too. Everybody was represented. And my wife's father comes from an old school family. It was 11 of them. And my wife's father was a twin. I am my wife's husband. I'm sorry. He said he looked more like her father than, I want to thank you guys for showing up. And whenever you're listening to this, morning, evening, night, tomorrow, next week, a month, a year, a decade from now, I want to thank you for taking time to. It is up for us to leave a lasting impression, when, be it through pictures, through words, which is because some of us don't have a lot of pictures of her. I don't have a lot of pictures of my father. Now, Uncle Arthur, there were a lot of pictures of him, and I want to leaving them things like this. Anything that is a vertical offshoot of this will go to my boys and leaving a legacy. It's not just about the finances. It's not about, finance solely. It's not solely about finances and what you can leave to them financially is important, but also even more important is what you leave in their hearts, the marks that you leave in their hearts. And showing up is important. Just being present is important. Now, you can be present and not be active, and it'll still make more of a difference. And, our families, us, and what we take into the world will leave an impression on not just the people that we love, but the people who know us, our community, our neighborhoods, our cities and states, and the world at large. If every and version of you, I know that sounds so cliche, but it's so true. Be the best version of you at all times, and you do. I've said this before, but I know there's new listeners every day. I used to love video games. I was first generation PlayStation kid. I think the PS1 came out when I was like 8, and I had every one up until 5, maybe 3. I think I had PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. That sounds about right. Maybe 4. I don't know. Long story short, I didn't play a lot as I grew into adulthood, but I still had a PlayStation, and I still like to play every once in a while. And my wife had bought me one, I think for my birthday or before my son was born, birthday present. And I remember I would play it. And I also found this Sega Genesis with 100 or 200 games. I would play Sonic the Hedgehog. I would play Altered Beast. I would play a few, old school Mortal Kombat 1. I would play these games that I remember growing up with. Now, as we learn to crawl and walk and hold on to furniture to get his footing and, hobble around the room, when he started to become conscious of what he was seeing and what I was doing, he got up out of his rocker and he walked over to the TV because I was playing a video game, and I turned it off, and I never turned it back on because I don't want my kids to see me playing games. But I'm down in the danger room. I'm getting things set up. I'm writing my script for today's show, and my son wants to come in the basement. And no, he record button. I heard I'm playing around with some equipment that I have, and And I step out and I said, "What are you doing?" They said, "Oh, we're working out." I said, "No, you can't be down here right now." And it's not that I don't want them to see me working. I want them to know that when it's time to work, it's time to work. And you can't always be next to me while I'm working. I'm work to do. Now they will hear the audios. I'll play it in the car. I let them watch some of the content. I need quiet. I need solitude. I need to be able to concentrate. And there's a lot of stuff that I have in this room. Paintings to burnt out scented candles that I need to trash, a collection of old baseball cards. So they're going to sit still and pay attention to what's happening. They are going to want to get into stuff. Hey, Dad, what's this? What's that? And this mic, just got this new Blue Yeti mic. And from what I can tell, the audio was way better than the other mic. Other mic is good. So it was great at the time when it was made, but now it's a relic. And I'll put this Blue Yeti. This thing is popping. So, you know, our families who they're just trying their best to do what they can to be great people, to be great parents, and to be great spouses. And my foster that sounds a little hippie-ish, right? But that's what my job is. That's what the job of the nuclear dad is. To always advocate today, especially we get so focused on the minute because we don't have forever. This window that we have with our children, with our wives, is finite. I can remember it wasn't his whole life, but it was a good portion of my whole life. And I remember there were times where he would be sick and he would be in the hospital. And I remember me go to high school. Just let him be high school. Just let him live to see me turn 21. Just let him live to see me make something of myself. And God answered. He was able to do all those things. He passed when I was 24, but I kind of went the independent route. Starting a business. It was Lings. God every day that he did it. And you know, I know we all have our appointed time, but I feel like those prayers work, and he would have had another 6, 7, 8, 10 years on this planet, because he passed in 2008. And so another 10 years, you know, maybe he could have passed in 2018 or 2019 or still have been here. Whatever the case, I don't regret it, but I wish that he had more. It's his voice that I hear. It says, don't get those boys no more. You need to go to bed at the time you said. Turn that TV off. because this is the stuff that he would do to me. So while I also incorporate that loving side from my mother, because I don't want them to think our need, but they also need structure and they need love. And part of the legacy that I'm leaving is one of complexity, is one of layered love and understanding, and not compromise. I know what it's like to raise. I came into my stepdaughter's life when she was 10. So for all intents and purposes, she was the person that she is now. Back then, she was already formed as to who she was going to. And having an abundant life. Money is only one aspect. When you walk in the room, do their eyes light up? There's a little something like a lady bought a dog while her husband was away. It was a rescue, and it looked kind of mean. And he didn't wait so long, more time to work. And eventually, his relationship, and one day the wife got jealous. She said, "No, you love this dog. More time with the dog than me." It seems like you love the dog more than you love me. And he said, "No, the bitch that shakes her ass every time she sees me." And excuse the vulgarity, but I said that to say this. We'll be gone for 5 minutes, and I come back in the room and it's daddy, daddy, daddy. I get hugged. They run and jump on me. She does it in her own way, but not like them. Kids don't care who's looking in the junk. Let's take this down a little bit. I'll sit down.